Hey everyone, welcome back to another Talon Tea video. Today I am bringing you the last raw pour in the Yunnan flight. The next and final tea will be a white tea. So this is the most expensive raw pour in this flight. No Man's Land. This is going for $6.86 for a 7-gram orb, so just about $1 a gram. 20 bucks and 58 cents for 3 orbs, or 21 grams. So yeah, definitely up there, definitely a more premium price for this one. So first I'll start by reading off the website and then we'll get into the tea. So feel free to skip around. Everything is timestamped below. No Man's Land Yiwu Gushu Raw Pour Blend. Raw Pour from April 2025 and pressed May 2025. Tasting notes are spring violets, tropical fruit, heavy cream, wild honey, and sweet grass. In the primordial jungle of liminal China, as it fringes the mountains of Laos, there grows a wild and powerful tea. Yiwu is well renowned for its gentle character of tea, their welcoming depths, and for their incredible ability to age magnificently. Highly sought, endlessly copied, this region has been meticulously divided down microregions with their different flavors, terroirs, villages, ethnic groups, mountains, and even sides of mountains and different garden plots on a single mountainside. Most of the tea in this tea cake comes from one such microregion, the Baishahi, a garden of Gushu trees tucked away deep in the folds of Guafengzai. White While this tea isn't 100% Guafengzai Gushu tea cake, which we would need to sell at about $3 a gram, which, wow, that's insane. I don't think I've ever purchased a tea that expensive. Maybe one of my green teas. Um, we chose other Gushu and Dashu material from different gardens and regions to complement and to subservient to the incredible wild flavor and power of the Guafengzai. Guafengzai is one of the most remote tea growing regions in Yiwu. First dirt road in the village was hewn from forest in 2001. Electricity was first connected in 2008, and the tea has been fanatically coveted since the early 2010s. A lot of paranoia surrounding this region. We saw purchasers taking turns to watch their leaves 24 hours a day, as they are kill-greened, rolled, and sun-dried for fear of them being swapped with non-Guafengzai material. While we weren't as overtly paranoid, we did stick with the leaves we wanted, from their picking to their processing and drying. A wonderful week spent in the wilds of Yiwu, and can confidently provide this incredible chance to try some of the tea world's most coveted tea. No Man's Land refers to the wild nature of the garden, the small place humans hold large magnificence and ecology, and there's a lot to read here. There's a sweet, juicy thickness that comes from leaves when placed in warmed gaiwan. We get a lot of tropical fruit from the dry leaves, mango juice, and guava, with a more spicy backbone of wildflowers. As soon as we begin brewing with hot water, the wet leaves reveal their wild side. We are transported back into the hiking tours through the jungle to see these tea trees for ourselves. These persists a thick, spicy freshness in the leaves. The tea on the tongue is thick, oily, and rich with very little bitterness, but a pleasant huigan. After a few sips, the flavors of this tea are particularly difficult to describe. We are left thinking of things like wildflowers and high fragrance, but the specific flavors are difficult to place. One thing that is unmistakable is the cha chi, or tea energy. The presence of this tea blooms in the body after a few brews. We immediately begin to belch as all of the stagnant energy begins to move and the tea wakes up our digestive system. It was the quiet power of this tea that keeps us locked at the table until we finish the session. For as soon as we step away, another blissful wave of tea energy sweeps over us. We're drawn back to one more brew in mind. Be sure to have time and space to appreciate this tea. So it sounds like it's going to be a long steeping session. But first things first, we'll open this No Man's Land bag, and I will get a just immediate dry smell, just see my first thoughts. It smells nice. Vegetal, maybe a little floral. Yeah, vegetal and floral, that's what I'm getting. Nothing crazy. There's the tea ball. Let me get that open so I can show you the leaves and the packaging. All right, here is the wrapper. No man's land, not the world of man. I assume that's a forest. The person. Yeah. And then here is the tea ball. Looks nice, super green. Nothing fancy. And then we will go in with that wash at boiling for probably about a minute. Hopefully it opens up a little faster this time. The last couple of, I felt opened up quite slowly. To the point where I almost wanted to do a double wash just to get to the actual tea. But yeah, we'll go for about a minute here. Alright, it's been about a minute. No man's land. Here's the wash. Color's looking nice. Pretty golden already. Nice and clear. Let's do a quick wet leaf smell. Not quite open yet. Very floral. At least right now. Very floral. Would they say violets? I think that's a very apt descriptor. Definitely violet. I'm getting a little bit of like a sweet vegetal. Very reminiscent of honey with the floral and the sweet, and then the vegetal. Yeah, that's what I'm getting so far. Definitely a honey-like characteristic in that, for sure. And next we'll do that first steep, probably just under boiling, like 210 to 212 Fahrenheit, somewhere around there for, we'll go like 15 seconds. Alright, here is that first steep. We went in right at boiling. It's been about 15 seconds. Definitely got quite a bit of color to it, so hopefully it's going to have a good flavor on that first steep. Oftentimes, with a lot of these Dragon Balls, I find they don't have much going for them on that first steep. So I'd say quite a bit more color than that wash. And just to show you the leaves real quick, they're starting to look open. Not quite there with all of them, but definitely a deep green. Not a whole lot to look at, but overall I'd say they're looking pretty whole, I think. Let's give them another smell. Definitely a sweet hay note going on right now, which will, I imagine, wear off pretty quick. There's still a bit of floral, a good amount of vegetal. Yeah, it definitely smells very nice. Alright, I'm going to taste this first steep. Quite a good flavor so far. No Man's Land is looking tasty. I would hope so for the price. So far, quite fruity, a lot of floral, a bit of astringency, a little bit of mouth drying, a very light bitterness, but not super bad so far. It might pick up, or if you didn't pay attention to your steep time, it might pick up a lot. Decent body on it. Yeah, that sip was quite floral. Let's do a second steep to just see what more flavor I get out of it. And we'll do, once again, boiling, I don't know, 15 seconds again? Sounds about right to me. Ooh, quite a deep color on it now. Looking like straight up orange. That's crazy. Let's get another smell of these leaves. See how they're doing. I don't know about you guys, but I like to smell my leaves after every steep. I feel like it's, I don't know, it's just fun. It's nice to enjoy the smell as well as the taste. You know what I mean? They're smelling quite different now. I feel like some of the fruity sweetness in the smell has kind of gone away, and I don't know. There's some kind of weird scent in there. I don't know what it is. That's starting to come out. I still get a little bit of the vegetal grassy notes. I still get kind of a honey vibe to it, even though some of the sweetness is kind of, I feel like, has gone down. I feel the fruitiness has gone down a bit too. All right, I'm gonna taste this second steep. No Man's Land. It's very nice, very solid pour. One of those things where time will tell probably if it's worth that price. Obviously, it comes from a very specific area, very specific tea, very specific plot of land, and all that. So I'm sure that definitely ups the price. Currently, I let it cool down a little too much there. I got busy doing some stuff, but currently, very nice, full, round mouthfeel. Quite full bodied since I let it cool down. I think it probably thickened up a bit. There is a bit of astringency and bitterness coming through, but it's very light, very mild, like a 1 out of 10. Like it's there, but it's barely. Maybe a 2 out of 10. There is some nice vegetal flavor. It definitely sticks around in the mouth for a bit. A bit of a pretty good amount of astringency, I'm gonna say. Like astringency, I'd probably give like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Bitterness, like maybe a 2 out of 10. Sweetness, not as sweet as it was at first, but there is that huigan, that like returning flavor, and that persisting aftertaste as well. So there is some sweetness there that balances out a bit. I think this might be a tea that will definitely show a lot better flavor with some age. Currently, it is still really nice, but for that price point, a lot of the other teas that were in this pack are just as good, if not better, for less price. So, like when I'm comparing it price wise, like the last one I had, the Blackwater Ridge. So far, I think is probably my favorite in the bunch. I think for the price and taste and everything, but really, I loved everything in the sample pack other than Mountain Song. That one for me just definitely not my thing. I was not a fan of it, but I would definitely buy the full run of the Puer cakes from this lineup. Other than Mountain Song, frankly, like they were all really great, and I definitely buy them all again, and I likely will. But I think that's all I got for this one. So leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, feeling quite energized, but at the same time, it's like a calm energy. Like mentally feeling relaxed and a lot of clarity, but I'm also feeling real energized. It's interesting. All right, see you.